This is Max Dukovac, and you're listening to Off the Ice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Off the Ice Season 3, Episode 8 today, presented by Fox Motors of Cadillac and Reed City. I'm the voice of Bulldog Hockey, Brody Kaiser. That's Tatum Outlaw. We are glad to be back with you, and we're glad to be at home for the next couple of series. And Tatum, maybe from an athlete's perspective, student athlete's perspective, how important is it when you've traveled so much to start the year, like you guys have done for the past couple of seasons, to get those first series at home and maybe put you back on the right track in terms of just your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing better than like waking up on game day in your own bed and getting to eat your own food and like do things at your pace. I think there's definitely advantage when you're the home team. So when you're traveling a lot and you're like living out of your suitcase and you're just having to adjust constantly, like there is a big difference. And I think also, I mean, everyone wants to feel the love and support from their school and their programs. So I'm just glad, I mean, the next chunk of their games are home. And I think as they're still figuring themselves out as a team, they've come close and played really competitive games. Some they ended a little short. I think it'll be nice to get back on our feet a little bit, have the support and love from home. And yeah, I'm just excited for them. 6
of the next 8 in the Aveglaven Ice Arena. So come out, support the Dogs. It's a great team to watch. They're fun, they're fast, they're energetic, and they could feed off of the energy from the crowd. So it'll be a big, important stretch for the Bulldogs coming up before Thanksgiving.
For sure. Make sure you guys come out and be supportive. While we have these home games, there's no reason for you guys not to come out and support. So make sure you're there, make sure you're loud, and keep up with the social medias to know when to be at the game, what to wear, all that fun stuff.
Off the Ice airs Tuesday nights on the radio, Sunny 97.3 at 6 o'clock. The show releases Wednesday mornings on Spotify and YouTube under Ferris Athletics account at 9 a.m. Also available on Midcoast Sports Plus. So without further ado, let's take you off the ice with Max Dukovac. Season 3, Episode 8 of Off the Ice, presented by Fox Motors of Cadillac and Reed City. I'm Brody Kaiser, that's Tatum Outlaw, and on today's show, we are joined by Ferris State Hockey senior forward number 18, Max Dukovac. Dukes, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So coming off this weekend, 2 games against Michigan Tech, starting conference play, always exciting, and 2 competitive games. The results didn't go our way, but I think a lot of building blocks to take from those 2 games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like you said, it's always really exciting when you start conference play. You want to start off on a good foot. And although the score didn't really reflect that, I feel like, we kind of got the better of them both games. I feel like in the first night, in the second period, we didn't play as well and kind of let a couple bad plays snowball into one another and then ended up losing that game. And then the second game, I think we outshot and outchanced them. It's just sometimes that's the way it goes. But, I mean, we're feeling pretty confident as a team moving forward, although we didn't get 2 wins.
1 game so far at home. And it's, the home and home, you play at home, but it still feels like a lot of travel just because you're driving back and forth. So 2 series in Big Rapids coming up. How exciting is that? And how maybe nice is that to just settle down and stay here for a couple weeks?
Oh, it's huge, 100%. I mean, home advantage in college hockey is a really big thing. And I mean, out of my 4 years is by far the most travel I've done within the first however many weeks of the season. But to get 2 at home, I think 6 out of the next 8 are at home. That's huge. It's always nice. And then outside of the hockey, guys who are local, who have family that can come in, it's always nice to see your family and kind of reset because, hockey can be a lot. So it'll be nice to have our family at the game and then be able to play in front of our fans as well. So we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. So bringing you back a little bit further, 3 years with Miami, you decided to enter the transfer portal, come to Big Rapids. What was that decision process like? Coach Riley coming in, new head coach, changing things in Big Rapids. Was that a big driver for you, or what was your decision-making process
Yeah,
like?
100%. I mean, Brett was definitely the biggest deciding factor, I would say, to wanting to come here. I mean, obviously the transfer portal was a lot this past year with all the CHL players coming down. It was kind of a big whirlwind, and talked to a few teams, nothing really crazy. Was kind of juggling between a couple. And I mean, Brett, I feel like pursued me the hardest, and his vision, and I feel like our goals kind of aligned, and the way that he was talking to me, he kind of told me that he saw me as a big part of the team and playing a big role. And he's also very well connected in the hockey world.
Yeah.
So that's also another bonus. Obviously wanting to play at the next level after Ferris, I knew that you'd have to have the connections. So that was a big part of it as well. And then I also played with Riley Wallach and Tyler Schleppe in juniors, and they had kind of both reached out to me and also like kind of helped convince me to come here. And you know, switching schools is a lot, especially when you were somewhere for 3 years and coming in, it's a lot of stress and anxiety. But I feel like if you know 2 guys on the team, just having familiar faces that you played juniors with, it helps out a lot. So yeah, those were kind of the 2 main deciding factors of me wanting to come to Ferris.
Nice. Very cool. I'll throw it to Tatum in just a second. One more for me. Coming into Big Rapids, you knew a couple of guys on the team, but this was a team that welcomed 13 new players. What's that process like, and have you experienced anything like that through your career before this season?
I mean, it's a lot. It's definitely different. I feel like, I don't know, it's a lot of drawing comparisons to my Langley team when I was in juniors. You know, when I came in there, like it was a lot of new faces, a lot of guys coming from around the league, and it's like I said, it's very similar to here. But no, the guys have been great. Like I said, there's a lot of stress and anxiety and wanting to be liked by your teammates when you come in here. But you know, guys that have been here, whether it's 1 year or 3 years, or even coming in from the transfer portal, like everyone's been super including, like super welcoming, and it's just been awesome. I think we have a really good group.
Great.
For sure. And I definitely think you're in a little bit more of a unique situation, because I think we've had a lot of people come in from Long Island, and we still have like a good chunk of our Ferris team. So it's like blending 2 teams together, and you're kind of coming in as like a lone ranger, for lack of better words. So I think that's just cool that you've known some people prior. I think the sports world is so small, but that makes it easy to blend into other teams. So yeah. Tell us about your history with hockey. What age did you start? Did you play any other sports? And how did you end up here?
Yeah, wow. So I started playing when I was 3 years old. My dad played Division I college hockey at Cornell, and then played pro for a bit after that. So I have 3 siblings, and we all played hockey, so we're just one big hockey family. And then once I got to the age of, I don't know, like 10 or 11, started playing AAA, and then kind of played AAA up until I was 18 years old. I played for the Chicago Mission, and like all the teams, like Team Illinois, CYA, like all the Illinois teams, kind of played for each club. And then my 18 year, I played for Chicago Mission, and we ended up going to a tournament out in Calgary called the MAC, and there were several BCHL teams there to watch, and then kind of got recruited by a couple, and then ultimately made my decision to go play junior hockey out there for 2 years. I was kind of out there. First year was COVID year, so I didn't really ever get a season. It was kind of just out there practicing. I'm sure like you know what that was like.
Yep.
So I was kind of out there, but still got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge from that year. And then I ended up getting traded. So I went out to a different team, and that's when I met Wallach and Schlepp out in Langley. Had a good year there. We had a really good team. We went pretty far in playoffs. And I committed to Miami, I want to say in December. And then the original plan was to play another year of juniors and then go to Miami. But the coach had ended up texting me, I think it was around January, February, and said that they wanted me to come in the following year, which was obviously like great news. I don't know if I wanted to play another year of juniors and kind of age out and be a 21-year-old freshman. So that was great news to hear. And then I kind of went into Miami, 20 years old, and obviously like had 3 years there, and then hit the transfer portal, and now I'm here. And to your question about playing other sports, I kind of played a mix of everything growing up. I played volleyball my freshman year of high school. Yeah, I played everything, lacrosse, soccer, basketball, just kind of tried everything. My parents kind of had me try everything, see what I liked the most, and inevitably it was hockey, so I kind of just stuck with it.
Which of your other sports that you played were you the best at?
That's a good question. I always say that if I didn't play hockey, I would probably play soccer. I feel like I was pretty good in soccer. I played in middle school. Kind of just love the game. I like watching it as well. So yeah, I would have to say soccer.
Do you think you could have played it? Like, was there any other sports that you thought like I might want to play this in college as well, or has hockey always just been it for you?
No, hockey's always been it. I feel like if you want to get to the college level, you have to decide at a really young age and kind of hone in on what sport you want to do, because obviously once it gets more serious, it's like extremely time consuming. So I don't know how long you can juggle 2 sports for. So I think I want to say when I was probably like 11 or 12 is when I kind of really honed in on hockey.
For sure.
And then I played volleyball my freshman year of high school, which I actually really enjoyed, but like, you know, I never had enough time because I was always really serious with hockey. So yeah.
Yeah, I think with sports, I mean, you can't excel at everything. So I think, I mean, some people can.
Yeah,
if you're like an ultra,
unicorns,
if you're like an ultra athlete, or you might, I don't know, maybe you might play like at a lower level. But I think if you want to be really good at something, you have to stick to one thing. I think it's hard to excel at so many different sports, and there's different conditioning for each sport. And
100%.
Yeah, so I get it.
And overlap season wise, you know, that's part of the problem with hockey too. When you're not the problem, but taking away from sports like volleyball is there's just so much overlap.
Well, yeah, and I think travel hockey too. I mean, it's a commitment, and I think it's similar for that with volleyball too with certain clubs. I mean, I know there's like a really good club in Chicago where they have to like sign off and say they can't play any other sports, and it sounds crazy, but I mean, they've made some of the best players for volleyball. So
are you talking about sports performance?
Yeah, I played at their sister club because I'm from Springfield.
Okay, no way.
I played at Illini Elite, and we're
nice.
They're like.
Yeah, they're legit there. I've heard they're pretty serious about their volleyball, but it's really cool. But yeah, kudos to those people who can do both.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of people from sports performance, they've been some of the best volleyball players in the nation. So sounds crazy, but I mean commitments take you far.
Yeah, 100%.
Can you see yourself playing at the next level, or is that something you want to pursue?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was kind of talking with Brody about this. Obviously, NHL would be the dream goal.
For sure.
But even if that doesn't happen, like obviously AHL or playing in the coast wouldn't be terrible. But we were talking about like I would love going out to Europe and playing out there. There's a lot of pro opportunity out there. And I feel like playing in Europe in your late 20s, I feel like seeing the world, making money, I feel like it can't be too bad. So,
why not? Might as well try it.
100%. Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of like the number one route in my head so far. But, you know, there's a lot of unknown that comes with that. So, yeah, just trying to focus on this year and having a good year.
Yeah, my last question for now, I have to ask. You keep mentioning volleyball, and as a volleyball player myself, what position did you play in volleyball?
I was outside.
Okay,
yeah, so I was never at the. Oh, you are? That's funny. Yeah, so I was never at the level where, you know, I just played freshman, so it's kind of like everyone makes the team kind of gig, and the setter couldn't really back set very well, so I was never getting the rock a lot, which was a little frustrating. But no, I loved it. I actually had a lot of fun. I think volleyball is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would concur.
A lot of fun to play the games.
I would concur.
You said you played lacrosse too, right?
Yes.
That's an interesting one. I don't know that we've heard someone say they've played lacrosse. Is there, and this might be a stupid question, but is there any similarity between hockey and lacrosse in terms of play style and just not hockey, not on the ice?
100%. I mean, the stick is like very similar, obviously. It's kind of like the same. I feel like when I first started playing lacrosse, that was when I was a little older too, like around that like 7th or 8th grade. And yeah, I kind of noticed right away that there were skills that transferred over from hockey. But yeah, I also really enjoyed playing lacrosse. Like I love all kind of sports. So I played all of them growing up, love watching all of them. And I feel like it definitely makes you a better athlete further down the road.
And well-rounded too.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
What was your experience like going from Illinois to Langley in terms of transitioning your whole life and moving from the States to Canada?
Wow, that's a great question. Not a lot of people know about that. Yeah, that's like a big thing. Obviously, Illinois, it's very flat. There's not a whole lot. It's a bunch of farmland, especially like where I'm from. There's not a whole lot of sightseeing.
Where are you from in Illinois?
I'm from Aurora.
Oh, okay.
So right by sports performance. But yeah. So like I was saying, like no sightseeing. There's not a whole lot other than Chicago.
Sure.
And then going out there, I mean, I was blown away just by how beautiful it is. It was the first time I had ever seen mountains. So I was like whipping out my phone as soon as I got out of the plane and sending videos and pictures home. And I'm sure you guys know, like the phone never does it justice, but it was beautiful out there. And then like the people out there were amazing. I'd been to Canada before because both my parents are Canadian. They're both from Ontario. So I'd been to Canada before, but out there is special. It's just different. Like the sights are beautiful. And obviously going out there at somewhat of a young age. I think I was 19 when I first went out there. It's definitely teaches you a lot, living with a billet family and not having your parents around 24/7, and being all the way across the country in a different country. You definitely learn some things about yourself and how to operate away from home. But I think it taught me a lot of invaluable lessons, and I wouldn't change my decision for the world.
I would imagine that really gives you a great foundation for when you go to college, because that's such a huge transition for people, high school to college. But then as a hockey player, you leave, you go to play for a different team, you live with a different family, and that just sets you up for the rest of your life, really.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like you said, like juniors, I mean, you kind of have a safe net because you're with a billet family. So you still kind of have like a mother and father like figure who can cook you dinner and do this and do that. Sometimes do your laundry. But they're all obviously not going to do all that stuff. And I feel like it's a great transition, like you said, for when you get to college. You don't have any father or mother figure, anyone to back you up. You kind of have to learn how to operate on your own. So yeah, that's definitely one of the lessons that I learned by going out there, and I feel like it helped me prepare me for college.
Yeah.
How was it growing up playing hockey in Illinois? Because I mean, maybe it's different because I'm a little bit more in central Illinois, and I feel like you're a little bit more north, but I only knew like one kid who played hockey growing up, and everyone, when I said I was going to Michigan for school, they're like, oh, you're going to learn a lot about hockey, because like no one in my area really plays hockey. So I don't know, how was it for you?
Yeah, so I never go to Central Illinois. I was only ever like around the city growing up, and I think that's where all the hockey is. I think there's maybe like one time, I can count on like one hand how many times I went to Central Illinois for hockey. I feel like there's not a lot around there, but I think a part of it, like my age group, I was in 2002, and I think a big part of the spike in hockey was when the Chicago Blackhawks were like, they won 3 and 6, and they were kind of influencing a lot of the younger generation to pick up a hockey stick.
For sure.
So hockey, I feel like, was biggest in Chicago. It was like Chicago and Michigan when I was growing up. Those were like the two biggest states, and then you had the East Coast. Yeah.
What was your journey with the NHL like? When did you become a Blackhawks fan? Did you get to go to a lot of games? Do you still watch games? Not a Blackhawks fan? What's that experience like?
100% a Blackhawks fan. Yeah, I'm a huge Chicago sports guy. Okay. I don't look anywhere else for sports besides Chicago. I'm about an hour from the city, so I don't really go to the games too much. Obviously, we'll always go whenever I have the chance. As far as the backstory, I mean, just grew up there. And then obviously when I was growing up, they were really good. So why not throw on a Blackhawks?
Makes it easy to cheer for.
Yeah, 100%. And then, the past handful of years, it's been pretty tough. But, you kind of take the good with the bad. But yeah, I've always been a Hawks fan.
What about baseball, football? Which teams?
Oh, huge football fan. That's like my favorite sport to watch. I'm a huge Bears fan.
Okay.
Huge Bears fan.
Controversial.
And then, and then Cubs. I'm a Cubs fan. And then my older brother, he loves sports just as much as me, if not more. And he's a White Sox fan. So we kind of bump heads a little bit. But no, I don't shy away from going to a White Sox game, and then he doesn't shy away from going to a Cubs game. We just love being around sports, love watching sports.
One of my best friends he's from that area, and he's a huge Cubs fan too. So we always try to go for the 4th of July, catch a couple of Cubs games. And this past year they hit the home run record in the game. They hit 8 of them, which was awesome.
Yeah, you were at that game.
I was at that game. In the bleachers. It was a blast. But Wrigley's just so cool.
Special place.
So awesome.
Yeah, Wrigleyville. It's not just the stadium. It's the area around the stadium and the crowd, the people. It's a great experience.
So much fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Growing up around a city your whole life, how's it being in Big Rapids for you? What do you do in your free time?
It's definitely different for sure. I mean, Miami was kind of similar. It's a smaller town vibe, so I'm kind of used to it a little bit. And then I've been to Grand Rapids a couple of times. Love Grand Rapids.
It's nice
I feel
to have it right there.
Yeah, I feel like if you actually want to go out to dinner or go out, you can make the 45-minute drive. It's the easiest drive ever. But Big Rapids has been great so far. I mean, you kind of have everything here, and it's kind of nice that it's a small town because everything's close. So.
Yeah, it's definitely very homey. I always say that.
Yeah, it is. I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
You have you checked out the golf course at all?
I have, yes. Yeah, I played a handful of rounds there. It's beautiful.
It is.
They keep it well kept over there. The PGA, is it the PGM program? That's what it's called? Yeah.
They're all over there.
Yeah, it's well kept. It's a great course.
It's a tough course though too. Like it'll eat you up.
It is. Oh yeah. And I'm not good by any means. That's the one sport I didn't really pick up until like really late. I think it was after my first year of juniors when I started playing. So like a handful of years ago. And I feel like that's one of the sports that you have to pick up when you're young, or else, you know, you're going to be kind of behind the 8 ball a bit. But yeah, I love playing whenever I get the chance.
Even if you've played golf from a young age, it's still an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
it's a tough sport.
Very
like, hats off to golfers. It's no joke.
So frustrating because the ball's not even moving.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to hit it straight,
exactly.
and you can't get it to go straight.
No, it's tough. I would think that I would be good at it because a lot of hockey players, and it's like we were talking about, similar mechanics, but no, that's not the case.
Have you branched out into the world of pickleball at all, or tennis maybe?
Pickleball, yeah, a little bit over the summers. Nothing too crazy, but like I said, I kind of love playing sports, love being around it, play with a couple of buddies. Why not? Yeah, I like pickleball.
It's a good summer hobby here.
It is. Yeah.
I think hobby is even like a light word for it. I know some of like my
It's very
teammates,
competitive for a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with like when you're playing with other athletes within the complex, like it's really like there's skin in the game. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's very intense.
It's big here. Pickleball is big here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a little makeshift court in
Yeah,
the
there you go.
multi-purpose room.
Oh, there
and
you go.
Even some of the coaches, it mainly just TA. It's mainly TA. He's got his pickleball paddles in his office, and then like Coach Haynes and Dom will chime in and play.
That's
so,
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, if you ever need
Yeah,
your
I'm sure
pickleball
tensions get pretty
fix.
hot in there. Yeah.
Yeah, they all summer, like you could hear them
Yeah.
in there doing it.
That's
so.
hilarious. I might have to stop by and play a game.
Yeah, we need to like get it restarted. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah,
I feel like it was more of a summer thing. I think everyone's too busy now, but
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. What else are you doing in Big Rapids when you're not playing hockey or doing school?
Watching sports. I mean, right now all sports are on. I mean, I love the guys that I live with, and we got a double TV setup going in our house.
Nice.
And a lot of the guys live. I'm not sure if you guys know, but we all live at Oakwood, so we're all kind of like right next to each other.
Yeah.
And our spot is kind of the spot where people like to come and hang out and watch games. So that's kind of been what I do every night. I just kind of hunker down on the couch with the guys and watch some sports and snap conversation around.
Have you been able to make it to like a handful of the sports games here?
I have not, no. I'm sure you know how busy you are as an athlete, and once the day's over, you're like extremely tired, and then you got school on top of that. I've been to a couple football games, but I definitely have to make it around to a volleyball game or a soccer game or something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is a good time, and that's part of the, we've talked about teams meeting in the weight room, even lifting with women's basketball, different points competitions, and that really fuels the fire of how passionate Ferris State athletics is.
100%. Yeah.
All right, Dukes, that's just about all the time we got for you. But last question: what does it mean to you to be a Bulldog?
It means a lot. I mean, obviously they took a chance on me coming out of the portal, and I wear that with pride. And I think we have a really good group, and I'm excited to see what we do for the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited, and excited to be at home for the next couple of
100%.
weekends.
Cheers.
So come out, support the Bulldogs, and Dukes, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be back next week, everyone, with more Off the Ice.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Off the Ice, episode 8. We're flying by. Make sure you guys keep in touch with us on social media. Off the Ice is brought to you by Fox Motors of Cadillac and Fox Reed City, driven to serve and proud to support Ferris State Athletics.